Welcome to TradeTheABI.com. This is John's reports for the 6th of April. Well, we're getting a strong buy right now. Of course, the peace is imminent, but yet also the extreme war is about to happen in 24 hours or something to that effect. Regardless, we had pleasant Easter time break, Passover, all of that happened all at once. We can clearly see that we had the orange dip below green, which is the turnaround buy configuration. And as long as orange stays under green, you are in buy configuration unless you're able to take it over with having green crossing cyan or this continued red move. So, yeah, that's problematic for continuation. It's a little bit different on the Nasdaq, though. You can see no crossover of orange. Of course, it hasn't happened yet on the S&P either, so premature to say that. But from where you're looking at the previous move, tech is still within the bullish range. Not quite positive extremes, though, fairly elevated. So at best, you're going to have trouble holding that 38%. But if it's able to get past with enough oomph there. Push to the 50 wouldn't be impossible. You would expect to see a orange almost begin to pivot to the downside at that particular stage. So oil started up huge, but has faded off significantly because with peace breaking out, obviously, OPEC said that they were going to uh, add another 250,000 barrels a day to production. Yeah, of course, once the strait is open and safe. Uh, and they're acting as though that's happened now. So that means it will be in a few months. And there you have it. It's super bonus news for the euro in that, but at the same time, they're talking about the potential of having to ration fuel because they're not going to have enough. The Asian markets are going to get hit. And of course, it's going to be significant to agriculture in a few months, and that's why we would expect gold to continue its press to the upside, even though expressing some weakness at this particular stage. These are the back and forth. Bitcoin also seeing a little bit of excitement. You're getting its dip below the green line there. It's been a long basing build at this particular case, so pretty much you've eliminated all of your weekends at this particular stage from that view. And from a 50K, we ended up with the little spider effect, which was just a fake little dip there with orange maintaining its, magenta getting back over yellow. So maintaining that strong shift right there. When we look at the 5K, well, this would be the updated work that I'm doing with the program where whites are more negative, and then it flipped to the solid green warning candle in that darker brown color, and then boom, it dipped. So then the recovery you can see is just magenta. In this case, I'm showing the orange one. So the orange is equivalent to the yellow. It's just a smooth version of it, but all bullish within that context as well. And you can see not a whole lot of activity for the Good Friday. Was really pretty much nothing, but prior to that, pretty strong bullishness. So the belief is that things are shifting in a way that's going to end the conflict. Blah 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 blah. We've all heard it before. It's been enough to juice the markets to keep them relatively calm, given the massive disruption. We'll just see how this starts to weed its way through the economy now, because it's going to have to be absorbed now. It's no longer an option of it being transient enough to be absorbed. Now you're going to have systemic build of inflationary pressures. How transient those are, that's where it's debatable to when this conflict ends. And it's not even the conflict, it's just when does normal production rates return. It's not as bad in the US, but the Asia is definitely going to be hit. Particularly, China is the one that's probably going to suffer the most from this whole set of events behind Iran, of course, but that's a whole different story. Anyway, from a market standpoint, the view is bullish at this particular point until it's not bullish, so we wouldn't expect to see any bombs dropping until after market close. Or if there's a deal, it certainly would be announced as soon as they possibly can. So we'll see. Anyway, that's the long and the short of it. Hope everyone had a great little holiday break. Trade well.